It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even want this, but it's tradition. Oh, of course, it suds up all over the place because that's just the kind of night that it's been, right? Habs get shut out at home. Laval loses. Tampa, Toronto, Florida, Detroit win. Not the best day ever for the Habs today, fair to say. But these things happen. Can't win them all. Not going to cry about it too much. Too many penalties the first half of the game killed them. 3 shots on net. The Habs had 3 shots on net at home. Through 25 minutes, 3 shots on goal. Detroit played a perfect road game, really. Didn't mind the defense tonight. Gooley didn't look too bad. Dobson made a few nice rushes. I liked his game. Arbor, again, really strong game. So if there's any bright spot from tonight, I'd say the defense wasn't too bad tonight. I noticed that Gooley played a couple shifts with Dobson. He played a bit with, it wasn't just with Arbor. Arbor was physical tonight. I liked Arbor's game. Like, he's been solid the last while. Is this a new person? JGY Goat. You'll need a couple beers on me, Grant. Suzuki's 108th in the league and 5 points. I don't think it's a stretch to say we need more from him. Yeah. What was Marty doing starting penalty kills? He had Suzuki and Deneau out there, and Suzuki taking the draws. Like, did they get Deneau to hold his hand? Is that why they picked him up from LA? Like, that was weird. He was like 2 for 10 on draws. He had lost every one to start penalties to start right up to it, and then no, we're sending you out there with Deneau to start the penalty kill, but you're going to take the draw again. And I had a look at his stats, like thinking, must be because he's got a good percentage in that face-off dot. 40% on the year going into the game, probably 35% now. That didn't make any sense. Why? Deneau was like 60% face-off guy. Why would Susie take all those draws? And it cost him. Like, he lost it clean. They scored on the friggin' power play. They scored on that. Those breaks. It's a game of bounces sometimes, and sometimes the breaks don't go your way, right? You can't blame Fowler on that. Hits the friggin' whatever and down, bounces out, stanchion or whatever, friggin' hit, and boom, right? But when you take, like, I think the Habs took the first 4 penalties or something like that, and it was just Detroit. I didn't think they were for real. I figured this would start, they'd start to come back on the pack, but got to give them credit. They that defense core, Johansson, Seider, Sherratt, Edmondson, big boys, clear the front of the net well. Pretty solid group. They kept pace. One of the few teams that kept pace with the Habs. I didn't know that Detroit was that fast, but they kept pace with the Canadians, no problem. Demi and Slav, that was the quietest game from Slav in a long time. Demi, his last 5 actually, really, to be honest, he's hit a bit of a lull here. And hey, he's a 20-year-old rookie. You're not going to be great for 82 games, but last 5 he has no goals, 1 assist, and tonight might have been his worst, his least effective game of the season. You know, couple of defensive plays, they're not very good, but just not generating anything. Cappy wasn't great either, but he still almost scored 2 goals and almost had 2 assists. He set up Bolduc for a real nice one, and another one late in the game that almost went in. And then he himself had 2 good chances, and the one he almost scored on another baseball swing was close. So at least he had chances. Demi and Slav tonight, I think they could have played 8 periods and not not created much anything. They were very, very quiet tonight. But that happens. I mean, hey, 21 and 20 years old, and not every game's going to be a friggin' Picasso, right? Unfortunately, all the other teams won. Toronto looks like they've gotten back on track, which is a bit concerning. I mean, a bad week from the Habs, and they could be back. They could be in 5th place before you know it, out of the playoffs. That's how tight it is this year. But you know, 1 loss. They've been on a heater. Not going to worry about it too much as of yet. Like, even, you know, just the kind of night it is. Even Bryce Pickford didn't get a point in the first period. It's just one of those nights, folks. Pickford, if you didn't catch it, got 3 goals, 2 assists again last night. He's on pace for 55 goals, folks. So there are bright sides, and I always look for silver linings on nights like tonight, and I checked Michigan won 7-4, Hage with a goal and an assist. So that's a bright that's good too. Jarowski 2 assists this morning. So, the prospects are coming through at least. Boston beat the Rangers 10-2. I think something's going to have to give in New York there. I don't know. They're really on a slide. I tweeted out there, boy, they really firing Gorton really changed things for them, eh? That was the right move. Don't think so. Calgary beat Pittsburgh tonight 2-1. Colorado over Columbus 4-0. San Jose, Ackland Celebrini. He's got to be the favorite right now for the Hart. I mean, he's got San Jose in the friggin' playoffs at this point, and I mean, basically by himself. I think he's the leading scorer by 20-some points. He's like plus 18 or something like that, and everybody else is minus 10 on the team. It's just ridiculous what he's doing. Oh, even Buffalo won tonight too. So everything's tight in Florida. 3-2 over the Sens. Carolina won again over Seattle. Tampa beat Philly 7-2. Leafs won 5-0. Chicago's up 1-0 on Nashville. Islanders and Wild are tied 3-3. Other games just getting going. So I'll grab the standings here. Almost don't want to look at them, but hey, got to be done. We'll just grab the Atlantic Division here. Habs are now 3rd. Oh, at least they've got a 4-point cushion there. I suppose that's a good thing. They've got a 4-point lead on Buffalo. Detroit's 1 up on Tampa, but 3 games. Tampa's got 3 games in hand. Buffalo's 4 back of Montreal, but they have 2 games in hand. She's tight, folks. Tight, tight, tight. I'll just grab this and we'll show it. Here we go. Tampa, win, 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 win. Yeah, 58 for Detroit, 57 Tampa, Habs at 56, Buffalo 52, Toronto now 51. They're 5 back with the game in hand on us Habs fans. Boston at 50, Florida 49, Sens bringing up the rear at 45, and fighting a bunch of rumors and innuendo. What was I don't know what that was. That was a weird post from Elliot Friedman saying like if he was a Sen, players he'd asked to get out. Didn't quite get why he posted that. Maybe someone else can explain it better to me, but that seemed like a weird. Elliot Friedman's usually, I don't disagree with him a whole hell of a lot, but that to me seemed like an odd post from him. And then when they talked about it in the intermission tonight, he dialed it back some tonight, but I don't know. Weird situation in Ottawa. Maybe they should have came out and said something about Allmark, but still, this person that apparently that made the post, he's gone now. The thing's deleted. I don't know what the hell. Weird situation, but don't believe everything you read, folks. Papanicus. I'll just show you here, folks. He's been out the last few games, and that's where I think he injured himself. Looks like a knee, folks. He hasn't played this weekend. He hasn't played the last week. You see that there? That reminds me a lot of the Reinbacher preseason injury. I don't know. I hope it's not a tear, but that could be some kind of a knee injury to Papanicus. And the last thing the Kelowna Rockets, who are hosting the Memorial Cup, need is Papanicus to be out for the rest of the year. Here's hoping it's not a torn ACL or something like that. If it is, he's done. I just hope he's not out long term, because it's such an important year for him with them hosting the Memorial Cup, likely loading up, for it, as host teams always do. They just picked up Chi Hash there, the MVP of the World Junior tournament, even though Hage really was the MVP. And then they lose Papanicus. But JG9 GOAT. I really like when a person's maybe their first post, it comes with a $10 donation. I don't recall seeing many. Maybe you have there. If so, I apologize, but I really appreciate. I really appreciate that. I don't think I'll have. I've got the one token beer tonight, but not really in drinking mode tonight, folks. It'll be one if I even finish it. Just tastes a little bitter tonight. Germain gifted another 5 memberships. Thank you, Germain. As always, you're too kind, and I really appreciate that. As always, I think we're up over 100 memberships now, thanks in large part to Brian, who has been so generous by donating these, gifting these memberships to people. Thank you very much. I'm just curious. I'm going to check here how many members. 99 total members. I don't think that's counting what you just gifted. So, 80 new members in the last month. So that's wild. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a whole heck of a lot. Brian Germain Benoit. Let's have a look at the stats here. Don't know if I really want to, but I shall do so. Matheson, hey, what do you know? Ice time down a bit with Gooley back. I kind of thought that might be the case. Hudson 23, down a little bit. Dobson 21. What did Arbor get tonight? 13-17. You know what? He's playing. He deserves at least that, the way he's playing right now. For my money, he's been one of the more effective defensemen in the last while. Carrier down to 16-44. I like that. I don't like him getting 22 minutes. That's not ideal. Even Caden got more ice time than him. Good. Hits wise, Caulfield had five shots tonight. A lot of them were kind of from far out, sort of weird spots. But as far as the face-offs tonight, Cappy was the only one on the plus side. Nick, to his credit, he was 2 and 11 at one point. So he won 7 of his last 9 to bring his face-off percentage up to 41. At one point there, he had won 2 of 13. Phil Deneau, another off night for him in the face-off circle. I guess maybe that's why he didn't take those draws, but still, I found it a little funny that the guy that they trucked in for these draws, who's won some big ones, ends up not taking draws when he's out on the ice to start to kill a penalty. But that's why these guys get paid the big bucks and I'm not. Arbor, 8 hits. That doesn't surprise me. He was crunching people tonight. He had a solid game. I really liked him. I liked his game. Made some nice head passes there, headman passes. That one where he crunched a guy and then almost sprung someone for a breakaway was really nice. I thought he kept the Canadians in it, kept the crowd in it, really, for a lot of the night. Nobody was a plus tonight, obviously. Lane, Demidov, Slav, Suzuki, Caulfield, all -2. Again, Demi and Slav, probably their least impressive performance in some time. And hey, that line has been running things for the last month almost, and they were due to have an off night at some point. So we'll cut them a little bit of slack for that, but these things happen. Let's go to some folks here. Nobody was available to join me tonight. Rick's still trying to get his laptop back, so hopefully we're doing a show tomorrow morning, prospect of the week and all that stuff. So look for a show tomorrow morning, or noon or whatever, with Rick, live HabsCast tomorrow. Greetings from PEI, Grant. Mike Rio, thank you, Mike, for. Hey, you were the first one. 6:08 a.m. Okay, I'm not sure how that was possible, but you were the first in, and thanks, Mike, newcomer from PEI. If you're new here, state where you're from. I'm curious. Sammy, go Habs, go. During the break, they start talking about the Leafs game. Yeah, well, they're a little Leaf centric. Sammy was weighing in all these times, and looks like the game's over. Yep. Doesn't look good. Habs not playing well tonight. Can't win them all, I guess. No, tonight was not the night. Gave the Habs PK a good part of the game to practice their skills. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And Gooley back. It was good to see. Dobson excellent tonight. I thought so too, Brian. And as Mark pointed out, Detroit played a solid game. They absolutely did. Sammy's a little emotional tonight. Hey, it's nice to win them all, isn't it? Signature win for the Wings. Some questions for the Habs. Yep. Wings played well. Gibson was sharp. Yeah, he was. But he also weren't getting any traffic, right? Oh, Habs needed more traffic. And less peripheral shots. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Jacka had a good game. That's about it for the positives. They got to go to the net more, you know. Slav, I think with all the points, I don't know if there's one knock. He's kind of backed off on the physicality end of things. And tonight would have been a night where when things just weren't going, go to the friggin' net, hit a few bodies, get physical. But he was lackadaisical tonight. Just a blah game from Slav. I was disappointed. A big divisional matchup like that, and he did not show up. I guess I'm expecting a lot from him now. He's kind of spoiled us with his great play lately, but tonight was definitely not one of the better Slav or Demidov nights. With a bit of puck luck, it could have been a tighter score. Yeah. I'm not upset about the loss. Habs can't win them all. Not in the mood to hang around tonight. Sorry, hope you all have a good night. I hear you, Sammy. We only have 62 people here. It's, hey, I didn't expect it, right? You get a bigger crowd after a big win and all that stuff. It's not, tonight's not gonna be a banner HabsCast, I guess, but hey, let's try to have a little fun here anyway. It's only a hockey game, so they lost. They're not going to win them all, folks. Back to the NHL scores here for a sec. St. Louis up 1-0. Chicago still hanging in there 1-0 on Nashville. Islanders, Minnesota 3-3 still. Check in on Medicine Hat, see if our friend Bryce Pickford has a goal yet. No, he's slipping. Halfway through the game, no goals, no assists. All right. Sens lose again. Yeah. Except they lost to Florida, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of missed shots. They did. Dobson, Gouliart all look good to me. Yeah, me too. If there was a positive out of it, it was those guys were good. They missed the net like crazy tonight. That they did. Too many penalties and too much overpassing. Yeah, I would agree with that. Arbor was a menace. Thank you, Jermaine, with the memberships. It's always appreciated. Habs are going to need to make a move at the trade deadline because his team won't go far in the playoffs. My opinion. Yeah, well, don't know that you needed that. My opinion that you post something, it's your opinion, right? Well, games like tonight, you need a spark, right? And maybe when you've got a player like Blake Coleman or whoever, yeah, maybe it does spark the team. You know, a guy that can get in there, make things happen. That second power play, what are they doing with Bolduc, Texier, Gallagher? Like, you got to have some guys that can pass the puck. Cappy's got a great shot, great one timer, and they've got no one on the none of those guys are setup guys, especially Bolduc and Galley. And I mean, I'd even prefer Matheson out there, honestly, to Galley at this point. Like, what's he doing on the power play? His shot, he just doesn't have a power in his shot anymore. I don't know. I just it doesn't make sense to me. Michael Mongoose still have a long way to go. Yeah, people are gonna. Last game it didn't look like they had a long way to go. We tend to overreact to one game. You know, tonight looked like they have a long way to go. Who knows? Next night they could win 5. Like, they just beat Florida 6-2. So, let's just. Tonight it looked like they have a long way to go. They're the youngest team in the league. They're going to be inconsistent. They're not going to be great every night. There's going to be these nights. If they play like this the next 5 games in a row, then yes, they have a long way to go. But I'm not going to panic over one spanking. What, they lost 2-0 to St. Louis, right? Came back strong against stronger teams and beat them. So $10 from Jermaine. Thank you, my friend. Looked like a better skilled team. They're not, though. They looked like it tonight just because, hey, Slav Demi didn't show up. If they show up, they don't look like a better skilled team. And the team looks better and skilled when they get all the freaking power plays and the other team doesn't too. That can make a team look a lot better and skilled when you're passing it around with on the man advantage. So Susie needs to work on his draws. Yeah. Although, like I say, he did bounce back and win 7 of his last 9. So, good. Undisciplined team. Hey, Patrick Gaudette. Thanks for chiming in. Yeah, I agree. Undisciplined tonight. Absolutely. Oh, see, now. I knew I was going to get all of these. Anyone think they're cup contenders? I don't think so. What was us say? Agree, used an O instead of Susie on draws. All depends what we do, if anything, before the trade deadline. Well, it's nights like tonight where, you say, we need a little something here. Need an injection of some sort. Yeah, faceoffs were a huge factor. When you don't have possession of the puck, I don't know what zone possession numbers were tonight, but it couldn't have been good. They came up short on this litmus test against a very solid team. They're not going to win all the time. I still like the trend thing. Yep, I agree. Just hope that you don't keep seeing this, right? They played a hard-fought game, but Detroit brought solid defensive play tonight. Yeah. Well, 3 shots against in Montreal, first 25 minutes. They allowed 3 shots. Like, wow. I could have. I would only let in 2 if I'd have been in nets the first 25 minutes, but at most 3. David Hamilton, who's sitting? Is he back? Was there official word that he's back in 10 days? I didn't see that. Hey, we'll have to see. You think Veleno's sitting? I don't know. Veleno's been pretty solid lately. He really has. I said it on the chats before. A key face-off throw Danault, and even on the power play. Susie is a star, but his Achilles heel is face-offs. I just found it odd that they had him out. Like, sure, if he's out there with Veleno or something, maybe let him take the draw or Cappy, but he's out with Danault and Susie takes the draws. I don't know where they got the stats from because I've got different ones. Arbor and Dobson both played excellent tonight. Yeah, I think they were the best, probably the best Habs tonight. I didn't mind Beck's game again. I thought Beck, and you're asking who probably is out, David. Probably be Beck, or Blais, but I didn't mind Beck tonight. He was using his speed, had a couple of good chances. Yeah. Well, honestly, and people are probably not going to agree with me here, but Galley, Danault, and Bolduc were more effective than Slav and Demidov tonight. The bottom 2 lines were better than the top 2 lines tonight. And I don't mind you when guys aren't going that they get less ice time. And Slav and Demidov, I'm sorry, were not good tonight. Like, they weren't good at all. So -2. Maybe if they'd have played more, they'd have been -4. It was just not their night. So don't reward guys that are sucking. Is how I look at it. I actually don't have an issue with it tonight. Galley, I mean, I know he's the whipping boy right now, but he was at least making things happen tonight. He had a lot more competitive fire than Slav tonight. Like, it wasn't even close. I don't know. Slav he was on vacation. He's already on Olympic break and having an Olympic break before the Olympics, resting up, I guess. At least they're starting to come on strong. Yeah. Seems like they have lost more of the 4-point games than won. Don't know if stats back it, though. Yeah. Detroit played a super disciplined game. Habs got no breaks. Well, that kind of sums it up to a certain degree. They had more ice time because of penalties. Well, Bolduc and Galley don't kill penalties, though. But that's one of the reasons why Demi and Slav didn't have more ice time, because, there were a few penalties. Like, Cappy got more ice time than them because they were killing more penalties than they were man advantage, that's for sure. Bolduc is looking lost and not doing much. We can check standings online. Keep it to color commentary. Ooh. Well, la-ti-da, buddy. I'll go over the standings if I want. Fuck. And bra even, eh? Okay. One of those, eh? Guess what, Dave? Not going to be reading too many more of your comments tonight. Is that okay? Sometimes I wish TSN would do some of Montreal's Saturday night games. Maybe that's hearsay, but it's just an opinion. Can Hockey Night in Canada rotate between Sportsnet and TSN? Yeah, really, eh? It's all about money and power. You can catch Saturday night games on City TV. Woo! Everybody's got City TV. Yeah. I'd like to see Demidov be a little more selfish and shoot the puck more. He was overpassing, low percentage plays. Yeah. Credit to Detroit for suffocating the lanes. Yeah, for sure. I agree on that. Give the Zamboni door credit for first goal. Yeah. Gaza. 2 shutouts against in last 5 games shows youth inconsistent. Taking the bad with the good we are. Slav play shows us this tonight. Yeah. Gaza, did you get my response? You emailed me and I responded, but I never heard back from you. I'm just wondering if maybe it went to your spam. Check your spam if you didn't get my message, because I did respond to your email from a couple of weeks ago. Cheers. I hope that the experience with Fowler is over for now, and that we can come back with our regular tandem. Yeah, really, eh? I hear you. Shoot the puck, go for a rebound, basic hockey, too many fancy plays. The French channel gave Jack Eye the 3rd star. Well, they should have. At least somebody played with a little oomph tonight. Certainly wouldn't have been giving it to Slav, that's for sure. The Habs are too fancy smans. Shoot the puck, go for the rebound, basic hockey. Maybe screen the goalie too, right? Montreal needs to attack the net, get into dirty areas. Yeah. Well, they could use another guy that does that, right? I mean, when a 5'9" guy's your main guy for doing it, you can't even freaking screen the goalie. Maybe you need an addition. I'd like to see Demidov a little more selfish. Yes. Sorry, I already read that one. Hearing Rick has his PC fixed has made this a great evening. Yeah, maybe that's the brightest part of it, right? Oh boy, what the hell? Medicine Hat was up 3-1 and now they're down 6-2. That doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. It was saying Lethbridge was up 6-2. Guess who just scored a goal, folks? And picked up an assist. Yeah. You can probably guess. Mr. Bryce Pickford. Now it says 6-6. Okay, well it just said Lethbridge 6-2. You go to the scoreboard and it's 6-2 Medicine Hat. Now I go back to the score and it says 6-6. So they'll get it straight. But Pickford now goal and an assist. That Medicine Hat team, man, they are lethal offensively. Just a lot of fun to watch. The two Ruck brothers, Basha, Cole Rushne's brother, Wu, having a great year too. Makes a great defense partner with Pickford. They're fun to watch. I don't know if they'll do any damage in the playoffs because high-scoring teams kind of typically get shut down, but two shutouts against us in the last 5 games shows youth play inconsistent, taking the bad with the good we are. Slav play shows us this tonight. Yeah, really, eh? I didn't know that people could comment from X. Apparently you can, I guess. Of course, happens to be the guy telling me what to do, too. Give the Zamboni. Okay. The boards cost us that game. Yeah. The boards didn't get shut out. Still have to score a goal. It didn't help, but they just didn't have it tonight. Detroit was the better team. Whether that goal goes in or not, they weren't winning tonight, I don't think. Was Gibson that good, that lucky, and we made his job easier? Yeah, pretty much. Bryce Pickford has 6 shots on goal so far tonight. He's averaging 4.8 per game. He had 12. One of his games there in the last month, 12 shots on goal one game. That's like Ray Bork numbers. I think Bork holds the NHL record, eh? Somebody want to ask AI about that? Some ridiculous amount, like 16 or 18 shots in a game. This is a young team. They will not be perfect. Guess Detroit is pretty young too. Kadri will be a great second line center. Yeah, for somebody. I think Gallagher should get some nights off when the injured forwards come back. Yeah, well, you're not saying something that's new to this board, I'll tell you that. Took 10 years rebuild for Detroit to get where they're at, pretty much. And they still haven't won anything or made the playoffs. You know, they're up, 4 points? They have a bad week, and just like the Habs, they can be out of the playoffs. So we had some bad bounces, need to give them a break. I agree, David Brown. Nice to see you chime in, Dave. Hey, where are the fellow chatters? Anybody? It's a little quiet. This night. Should send Bolduc to Laval for a few weeks. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, eh? Keep Beck up. Give Beck his spot. Say, give him a kick in the arse, send him to Laval. Maybe that's what he needs. I like how our team is trending. If the Habs can find the type of player they're looking for, we'll do damage in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, yeah. Anyone playing poker tonight? No, it seems to be people are holding their hands. They're tight. HabsCast and Grant have given us so much. Let's support them, win or lose. Yeah. No one was really good. 1 minus was empty netter. Yeah. Where's Mr. Paul? I don't know where Paul is. He's not here every night. Arbor tried to get him going with a couple of big hits in the second. Was just not our night. Yeah. Brian agrees that the top two lines. Hey, that's going to happen. A little quieter night from Texier tonight, too. Hey, after 6 points in two, the next couple of weeks will be really interesting with the injury crew skating at practice. The bottom six guys are trying hard to keep their spots. It just seemed like the whole team wasn't ready tonight. Hey, Ken, that's good comment. Thanks for chiming in. Everyone was overpassing Suzuki, who never wants to shoot either. Oh my goodness, that. What was he trying to do on that when he had a great opportunity to shoot and he tried to pass it through to two Detroit guys back to, was it Texier? It's like, what are you doing? Oh. I watched Gooley, and at least he looks like he played to his abilities. Once he gets into game shape, he improves this team tremendously. Yes. Yeah, I didn't mind Gooley. It's your show, Grant. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do people not want the... I mean, people can look at the out-of-town scoreboard, it's true, but I'm sure there's a few people that want updates. Like, hey, I don't know, other shows do it. It never bothered me when Tony updated the out-of-town scoreboard. I didn't think that would bother somebody. But you can't please everybody. We have to stop the globetrotter type hockey. Too much on the perimeter, too much passing, and not enough shots. Yeah, well, I heard Sweet Georgia Brown a couple of times there tonight. I think you could hear them whistling as they were doing their little... Gives us every shot except for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. They finally started going to the net a bit, and then they got a couple of chances, right? Eduardo, how was Texier tonight? Started out okay, had a couple of okay shifts, and then, wasn't great tonight. That line wasn't very good. The top two lines got outplayed for sure. And Beck, Boleno, Blay had some good... I like Beck's game tonight. Third line wasn't bad. They had some ozone time, but hey, exactly. At least Pickford and Hage each have goal and assist. Yep. I liked Arbor with Gooley tonight. They were good together, and Arbor actually carried the puck in the ozone a few times. I think Arbor is a keeper. Yeah, so do I. Absolutely. Was waiting for someone to step up with a dramatic play. Just wasn't the night for that, or miracle comebacks. Arbor probably, stepped up the most of anybody, but unfortunately wasn't able to get one. But I liked Arbor was at least trying to friggin', he was giving her tonight. I liked Arbor's game. I've liked Arbor's last 10. And they had fifth line at practice today was Struble, Line A, and Doc. Line A and Doc had the no contact jerseys on. I'm looking forward to getting Doc back in the lineup. I think he can help for sure. I like this. Careful, Grant. You roll your eyes too hard one time reading a second line center comment, you're going to fall off your chair. Yeah, I know. I just get tired of it. Nazem Kadri, fuck. Sell the farm for what's not even really an upgrade. And for like how long? Will Kadri be better than Kapanen in 2 years? No. I don't think he's better now. And I don't like him. I don't like friggin' Nazem Kadri. I just don't like him. He was a Leaf all those years. He was a crybaby, a diver, a whiner, takes stupid penalties, selfish penalties. Don't like him. Kapanen's the antithesis of Kadri. Give me Cappy. Although tonight I wasn't Cappy. Bolduc definitely needs some smelling salts. Something like that. Yes, he did, Wolfie. I have been reporting on that Bryce Pickford has a goal and an assist tonight. Michael Hage, goal and an assist. Jarosky, 2 assists. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, folks. Even if this isn't the Habs year, it's only going this way. It's going up. It's not going down. They have the pieces to make a significant move if they want to, a lot more so than a lot of teams. The only thing that might hinder such a thing would be salary cap issues, but that could be rectified to a certain degree by moving out some other guys. I think Hughes has to get creative, and he has to not make moves emotionally. Like Bergevin used to do that at times. Got to make moves with your head, not your heart. Anderson, I guess Anderson's out for. I guess it's a serious injury, right? Like tonight was a good example of a night where he could have used Josh Anderson. Anderson would have at least, got in heavy on the forecheck, use that speed, disrupt things. He can hit big guys and move them. The Habs weren't, they weren't hard on that Detroit defense at all tonight. Yeah. I heard that when players sit out, their money doesn't count for the salary cap. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, sitting Galley, it's a tough call, and that's one where they have to go with their head and not their heart. But we'll see. Should Montreal rest their big guys when they lock in a playoff spot? Well, let's not count the old chickens before they're hatched. This for Dave Hamilton's sake, because he enjoys this so much. I'm going to show the standings again. The Habs are 5 points up on Toronto, and Toronto has a game in hand. Imagine they play them a couple more times down the stretch here. Buffalo's been, one of the hottest teams in the league the last month. They're 4 points back with 2 games in hand. Florida, there's 4 teams within 7 points of the Habs, and they all have, except Boston, have games in hand. So I'm still not going to anoint the Habs as a playoff team just yet. But especially after a night like tonight, Cappy, he is very good at tipping the puck, Sandy. I've mentioned that before. He's one of the few guys that will go to the front of the net, and he's very good at tipping the puck. good high hand coordination. We saw that with his goal last night with the tip in, the backhand baseball swing goal, and then he almost scored another baseball swing type. Unfortunately, it didn't quite bounce his way. But to answer your question, Eric, if they do, down the stretch are in a playoff spot, they'll rest a few guys. Sure, every team does that at the end of the year, but not till the end of the year, and it's typically like the last week. Yeah, that's one thing. I'll give Cole some credit there. 5 hits, and he went after big guy. Yeah, yeah. Who was it? Was it Soderblom at one point, and then Arbor came in, and oh no, it was Soderblom and Lane having a little thing there, and Soderblom's got like almost a foot on Lane, and then Arbor stepped in, reminding him he was on the ice. Goalie back ahead of time. That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't mind the defense tonight. If there was a positive out of tonight, and that's going to be important because Canadians aren't going to get shut out that often. They've got too much talent. Glad to see Mark here. Yeah. That's going to be to no rest. This season will go down to the wire with how close the teams are. Well, that's it. Like it's going to probably take to the last week of the regular season for the Habs to clinch a spot if they do, or to miss a spot. It's way too tight. Absolutely. What do you think about maybe trying Beck a shift or two on the first line? I'm not averse to that. I can't believe Saturday night we've got 47 people on here. That's disappointing. I know they got shut out and all, but too bad. The race is tight. It's going to be difficult for most teams. Hopefully the Habs can get help. Big fan from Newfoundland. Hey, Darren. Yeah, I hope they get help too. They could use it. They need some reinforcements there. Who knows, like how many guys are going to be injured down the stretch too. Just another freaking. No team has had more man game injuries than the Habs, eh? The last 5 years, it's just been ridiculous. And the beat goes on. Well, Pickford hasn't scored for 15 minutes because they're in intermission. That's the only thing that can stop them. Well, folks, not real entertaining tonight. I'm going to keep this one short because we don't have a very big gang tonight. Must have some regrets over his close calls. Yeah, I know, eh? Hope Sheldon. Yeah. I sent him a note, but I haven't heard back from him. The loss is just the ebbs and flows of the regular season. Yep. I've never liked Kadri, and I'm from the London area. He gets too much credit for his time with Colorado. I know why. He has one good year, and it's like, oh, great player. I don't know. Don't mind, like, he's not a bad player. I don't like him on the Habs. come back with Monty or Dobish? Well, I don't think it's going to be Dobish, unfortunately. I think he's bound for Laval. The loss wasn't Fowler's fault. No. Laval lost 3-2 tonight. Davidson and Engstrom scored. Davidson picking up where he left off there, getting things rolling again with Laval. It's only one game. Can't be too rough on them. Can't win every game. You know what? That's exactly right. And what's the upcoming sked here for the team? I haven't even looked at it yet. NHL. Too bad they. Just it's tough when they, they're fighting for first and they lose. Vancouver, well, maybe that's a good thing. Play against a team that's not firing on all cylinders. And they're then they go to Washington. So Vancouver's coming into town Monday. Okay. And then they play in Washington, which will be a good one. And then at Buffalo. So every week's a big week, right? But that's a couple of winnable games. And later on, next Saturday night, they play in Ottawa. I wonder who the goalie will be. James Reimer. Ottawa's in trouble with their goaltending right now. Hey, thanks, George. Everyone else is drowning their sorrows. Yeah, I think so. A tenner for the loss. Yeah, thank you. Not going to be a $200 night tonight. Hey, that may never hit that again. That was crazy. But people are always a little more excited after a big win. How do I think Fowler did? I thought Fowler was all right. Pickford now has 9 shots on net. After 2 periods, can you imagine that, eh? This loss was a team effort. It was. It was exactly that. Did I see Cappy give Sider a love tap? Yeah. Give him a little shot in the beak, eh? The soft guy. Somebody was saying he was practicing in flip-flops or something. I don't know. I think there's something going on with Dovish. It's weird that he hasn't played for so many games. What's up with that? His save percentage, win percentage is 6. I looked it up there, 675 or something like that. How many goalies with a win percentage is 675 are third stringers, eh? I didn't mind the Habs clearing the front of the net tonight. They did a pretty good job of doing that. I think it helped that Struble was back. I don't think that was just a coincidence. Didn't have not a pile of notes from tonight. Just one of those nights where you just interesting that Struble was out. Yeah. Yeah. But with Gooley back in, he wasn't. And Arbor's been playing well. I'm not surprised by that. I think he's probably gonna sit most of the time here now, if unless there's another injury to a defenseman. But right now, Arbor's playing better. Cappy has a bit of Holmstrom in him. I'd love to see him planted in front of the goalie on our second wave of the power play. Yeah, but they never get any shots or anything. Frig, it's just not clicking. They need just Galley. They need reinforcement. I can't wait till Doc gets back just to help the second power play even. Sherratt stepping in to keep Cole away from Gibson. Yeah. They had a little Cole wasn't too happy with him there at one point. Trade worth it for more size and grit on bottom two lines. Yes. Need one or two more players who are heavy in the forecheck department. Well, Anderson, hopefully he's not out long term because they need him. They need him on the forecheck heavy. Let's aim high and not worry about the teams chasing us. That sounds good. I'm just, fact is that they can't like somebody was kind of saying, well, when they make the playoffs, I don't like to, because that can seem to come back to bite you sometimes, karma-wise. So just till it looks promising, I'm not going there too heavily. What would you rank the defensive defenseman of the league? Like you're asking me who are the best defensive defensemen in the league? Those are tough questions for me to answer off the top of my head. I'd have to look. That's the kind of thing that you research and get back to you. Maybe a $300 night if they all come back drunk. So you're saying I should just hang in here for another hour and hope that people wander on here and forget that they got their wife's credit card, or somehow Fort George, I don't know that that's going to be the case. Thank you for supporting Grat so much, guys. Yes, that goes for everybody. Including Sheldon, who's taking a little hiatus here. Maybe a $300 night if they all. Yeah, I know. Black drunk. No, I thought that was a bit of a Freudian slip there for George. Blackout drunk. Yeah, Coleman's not the biggest guy. I don't care about his age. I'm not. You're not getting Blake Coleman for 5 years. That's why his cost wouldn't be that high. He's a warrior. He played a third line role on Cup winners and just plays his ass off. He's not the biggest guy, but we could have used that competitiveness tonight. His competitiveness. He's a leader. I think they could use one more vet. Hey, if he was perfect, then the cost would be really high, right? But I could see that being someone, and again, I'm not crazy about him, but when Pierre LeBrun brought it up yesterday and said that the Canadians have made inquiries, it made sense to me. Is he the solution? Is he the guy that's going to put them over the top? No, but I don't think he would hurt. It would hurt having him. Tired Habs team. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday is pretty nuts. Yeah. Hey, the last 5 minutes was exciting. At least there was that, right? I wouldn't put Harley in there for best defensive defenseman. I like Heiskanen and Slavin. There's lots of good defensive defensemen. I'd have to go through the teams, but I can't really do that right now. Caught a little off of Liam chatting with Larry Robinson. Yes, we're going to have Larry on again too, with better sound. Yeah. One thing with Arbor, he never seems to get skated around. That long reach of his helps. Also, if they do get around him, he will try to put you through the boards. Makes forwards think. Yep. Did you notice how quickly TML was banned? I wonder what TML stands for, eh? Comes up with, just says ribbit. Bye-bye. Glad I caught that right away. I guess the MSL was outcoached tonight. I don't know. Was it coaching that had Slav? I think Slav was probably tired or something. Not much you can do about that. You can say, come on, Slav, let's get going. What do? You know? You guys aren't going. There's not a lot you can do about it. That goal early in the third was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. That goal against that went off the Zamboni door didn't help. But yes, that was it. I didn't see them coming back tonight, but definitely when they went up 3-0, as Gally said, that next rush, Cole had to score there for them to have any hopes of getting back in it. How would Texas do against a heavy team? I don't know. Certainly not going to be on the first line in the playoffs on a contender, that's for sure. I don't mind Texier, but I don't know. He's just he managed to get 6 points in those 2 games without really impressing me. I mean, he doesn't really go to the hard areas. He's tall, but he's not. He's kind of skinny, not gritty. I don't see him being a effective at playoff time, but good to have the depth, right? Lane is insane with his drive and determination. I know, absolutely. Love how he he just keeps motoring, right? Like nobody else. The jitterbug, it just unfortunately they couldn't. He was kind of on an island there at times tonight, trying his jitterbug, but he didn't. Nobody in front of the net screening when he'd shoot. a lot of those shots tonight, even Lane's missing the net, right? It's too bad because if they'd have been able to get a few more shots on in the second period, maybe they have a chance. But this one, they're going to have to file away and hope they come back. They need to come back with a stronger effort event against Vancouver. What? Yeah, Detroit does have they have a big team, and I think maybe big teams might be Montreal's Achilles heel more than anything, especially a big team that skates with them. Tonight, Detroit skated with them. I don't know that I necessarily expected that, but they really impressed me. Detroit's going to be they're going to be in the playoff race right to the end. If anyone here that's late, this is Papanicus. Hasn't played since that was in overtime last week. I'd be afraid. Did that remind you of the Reinbacher one where he went down to the one leg and I think he might be dealing with a bad knee injury there of some sort. Maybe I'm wrong, but he hasn't been back since that, missed 3 games. I don't know. Since it's a slow night, what restaurants do you like? What, in Ottawa, you mean? Not a big restaurant guy. Can't afford it. I mean, Germain just sent me $10 of maybe I could go for a burger at Chuck's Roadhouse now or something. Yeah, I don't honestly. We get takeout. Very rare that we. Wife just got the card from me. Okay. Well, at least you got that in. I go to the McCagg. Yes, I do. When special occasions, Baton Rouge, and I've had some good meals at Montana's. I don't mind, but as far as going high-end restaurants and stuff in Ottawa, she doesn't want to go to them, like just spend that money. So Tabernacle, Benoit. Hey, $20 and 5 memberships. It's all good. It's all good, Brian. Thank you again for making it those are definitely nice places to go. Hard to go wrong there. Yeah. Like we get takeout usually. Willie's Pizza, really good. Lorenzo's is good. There's a Shawarma Prince we really like. Quality here tonight over quantity. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. It's the except for a couple of exceptions like Donnie and Sheldon, most of the regular gang showed up again tonight. So always a good crowd. Mark's good. I told Benoit it would be cheaper to just become a sponsor. Yeah, I know. Don't give him any ideas, Mark. Yeah, Eric, I apparently Don's and I are gonna get hook up at Chops. It's on Hunt Club, close to the airport. I've never eaten there, but I look forward to meeting up with Donnie McCaskill before he heads back up north. We have any newcomers on here tonight? We didn't end up getting many people saying where they're from, so I guess it's mostly just the regulars on board. Well, I'm kind of tapped out, guys, on things to say here. Doesn't look like there's a lot of questions. Defensive defenseman. I don't know. I can't come up with any. Like I like Haskinen's probably my favorite defenseman in the league. So hard to beat him. He's quality defensive defenseman. Slavin too. At that, those were good names, Eric. Can't really come up with any off the top of my head that I like any more than those two defensively. I'm a big Morrissey fan too. Not the biggest guy, but just love his game. Yeah, thanks, Ken. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pack her in here in a couple minutes. I'd have to look at the teams here. McAvoy's pretty solid defensive defenseman. Sider. We just saw Sider tonight. He's pretty solid. All those guys. Chernak, Hedman. I mean, Hedman's is freaking been a stud for 15 years. He's he's got to be still up there, right at the top of the list somewhere. Those are guys just off the top of my head. That a couple guys in Vegas are pretty solid. I don't mind Ekholm. Forsling's good defensive defenseman. Man, he has become just a hell of a defenseman. The longer you stay on, the more chatters will come. Yeah. I wish I could give you some more questions, but I try to put a little bit of thought into this, silly as they are sometimes. Oh no, none of them are silly, man. That wasn't a silly question. It's tough. That's kind of a question where you kind of research it, right? Because I don't have Liam McGuire's memory bank where he remembers everything. I don't think I could ever be a sponsor, especially with my wife. Oh, thank you. Am I still muted? I must have hit the mute button by mistake. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Best defense is a good offense. My vote goes to McCagg. Yeah. You know what, Brian? I don't know what the timeline is. Doc and Line, I guess, are back next. Evans is skating again, so maybe he's ready within a couple of weeks. I don't know. Like Veleno, I mean, you could almost make the argument for Veleno playing. Does he come out when Evans is back? I guess so. I mean, they obviously like Evans a lot, so but Veleno at least brings a physical presence there. And actually, the penalty killing been better with Veleno playing instead of Evans, which is interesting. But no, Johnny Loves Puppy showed up. We're down to 44. Yeah. Jermaine, I'm running out of steam here. I think, and things to say, so it's just it's just going to get awkward here. I think I'm going to have to wrap it up shortly. Tonight's game wasn't a huge surprise. We're not getting enough comments here either. Given the Wings are further into the Iser plan than the Habs are into the Hugo plan. Yeah, no, that's well put, Johnny. Puppy lover. I would agree with that. And yes, you did give me enough money, but I'm not having another beer. I didn't even want this tonight. I don't typically drink a lot of beer in the winter. You guys are turning me into I got to make another trip to Costco here soon and get another one. Usually 60-pack cans does me like the winter, and I'm already like on to my third. So wonder what makes a player injury prone. Weak body structure. Yeah. I'm not a believer in the term injury prone, Eric. I think it's more just bad luck than anything for the most part. The Doc seems a little brittle, but when Evans comes back, I would think that Beck is the first one down. Yeah. But Doc and Line are coming back too. So what are the moves going to be? Blay and Veleno, I guess? How are the Laval Rocket looking? They're looking like they need a couple of reinforcements here. Raw's out now. They're on a little bit of a slide right now, but good team. Maybe Bolduc goes down. Yeah, people keep asking me that. Hey, George Sarosi, thanks for joining us, George. That's a fairly new name, I do believe. Where do you hail from, George? Montreal. For conditioning. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Calgary, eh? Okay. wasn't Crosby injury prone in the early 2010s? There you go. Maurice Richard, start of his career. I think everything is going in the right direction. Habs cupboards are full. The Captain Hughes is steering the team in the right direction. Yeah. Well, George, welcome. We don't get too many Calgarians here. A couple of Winnipeggers tune in on occasion, but we haven't had too many from Calgary. So welcome aboard. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it would be insulting to him to get sent down to the AHL, but maybe he needs a wake-up call, especially when everybody gets back and somebody has to get moved. He's still, I believe, he'd be able to go to without being put on waivers. So he's, you know what, it's a possibility. And it could even be like, say, okay, we have to give Line A look. Doc Evans are back. He already, sent down Blais and Beck. Maybe something like that. They say, okay, well, nobody else can get sent down here, or we risk losing them on waivers. So, Bolduc, you're going down to play for a couple of weeks on the big line, try to get his scoring confidence back. Maybe. I'm not ruling it out with Bolduc. How long has Blais been up now? I heard, is it 30 days that he can before? It's got to be getting close to the 30 days, is it not? Maybe it's only been 20. Late December. Okay. Seems like it was longer than that. December 21. So they've got another 10 days, I guess, before he has to go back down. Oh, you caught that the other day about Vancouver fans, eh? Yeah. Yeah. I've had some I had a few that were they get pretty riled up. And it's funny now, you read how many of them put down Pettersson. But boy, oh boy, 3 years ago, well, even mentioning that Suzuki might be better than Pettersson just sent them off the deep end, because it's all about stats, right? Oh, look at the point totals. Yeah, well, you don't just look at the point totals. And who's gotten better and better the last 3 years? Not Pettersson. Mayu was sent down early this year and he's back playing with the Blues. Bolduc may need the same. Yeah, that is true. Oh, Medicine Hat just scored again. Oh, no points for Pickford. Been held to a goal and an assist so far tonight, folks. Islanders ended up winning an OT against Minnesota 4-3. Kings Oilers tied 2-2. Vegas up on St. Louis 2-1. is Mayu's in the lineup tonight. Getting a fair amount of ice time. Middle of the road. He's been paired with Fowler, I noticed quite a bit, which isn't a bad pairing for him. Fowler and Mayu. Yeah. If we can send Caulfield down for 6 games, we can certainly send Bolduc down. Right, but hey, GMs have egos too, right? Made a trade for the guy. Didn't trade for Bolduc. Didn't trade for Caulfield, right? And I mean that was the Ducharme. Ducharme wasn't that high on Caulfield either, right? But will Hage play a few games for the Habs this year? Depends if they make the playoffs, I guess. Could be good for Zach to get more ice time and confidence. Yeah. The Frozen Four this year, it depends on that. I think Michigan is a decent bet to make the Frozen Four. April 9 and 11, Vegas. April 8 and 10, Washington. Okay, no, April 9th and 11th in Vegas. So and when does the regular season end this year, folks? It's usually right around then, right? Simon was saying something about that basically he might get a game in before the end if they make the Frozen Four. You know, so do you just jettison him into the playoffs without any regular season? I don't know if you do that. Thursday, April 16th is the end of the regular season, so you might get 1 or 2 games in, similar to Demidov, I guess. So you get, I mean, that's assuming that they make the Frozen Four, but they're pretty loaded, and I think they might. So, if they don't make the Frozen Four, then you get them for a few weeks, right? Whenever the regionals end. Let me just check here. March 25, 28, right? But they're going to make the final 16, even if they lose in the regionals. So, yeah. 23, 26, 27, 29. So it doesn't look. At the very most, I think he'd get in a couple of games at the end of the regular season. Slav Squatch will have a monster next game. I hope so. It was Sleep Squatch there tonight. He was Slav Squatch was having a little bit of a snooze. Cole was getting a lot of looks tonight. Yeah, he had 5 shots. Hey, Jermaine's got the right attitude there. We'll get the Wings next time if they play us again in the regular season. Yeah. Well, beat them 5-1. They returned the favor. If he plays, that will count for 1 year of his ELC. Yeah, well, it's often the deal that you got to make with these guys, right? You want them to come out a year early. That's the leverage. Habs will remember this game. Hopefully, revenge is a dish served up later. Absolutely. Positively, well, Brian, I hope that was long enough. I'm going to have to pack it in here tonight. It's a little quiet, a little disjointed. Didn't have a guest on tonight. Not a lot to say. Not a lot of comments coming in. I'm kind of all commented out. So, as always, I appreciate the support. Hey, Monday's not far away, right? Monday night. So, join me again tomorrow. Noonish. Gonna do a live one. What I'll probably do is we'll tape it with Rick and then play it and keep the live chat open so we can. There'll be more to chat about tomorrow because we'll do a prospect of the week, draft prospect of the week, Habs prospect. There'll be more to talk about because Rick and I will have some good topics. So Habs Olympic players will be tired when they return. How do you think the team will handle this? I think they'll handle it okay. I don't know that they'll be that tired. I don't find that, and I think the stats bear it out that it's not teams don't necessarily, guys that go to these tournaments and stuff don't come back and fade out necessarily. They still play good hockey. They'll actually be sharper than the guys that don't play for 2 weeks, in some regards. So, oh, geez, it's still saying it. Flash score is a little off tonight. It has Lethbridge winning 7-4, but it was the other way around. So Pickford finished with a goal and an assist tonight. Again, he's still on pace. He might be on pace for 56 goals now. Just unbelievable. Just out of curiosity, I will check to see if Massey got a goal tonight. If he did not, I believe Pickford has the outright lead in goal scoring. It's Massey with Chicoutimi. Yeah, no goals for Massey tonight. Yeah. Bryce Pickford is the leading goal scorer in junior hockey. Has a defenseman ever come January in a season led all junior players in goal scoring? I'd be shocked if that was the case. I would say no. No. So that's crazy, isn't it? Oh, geez, all of a sudden we're up to 59 people. They start coming in once I say I'm leaving. Good shows when you get Eric on. Yeah, I'll have Eric on this week again, I hope. Let's win Monday. For sure. Alex Love. G'day, Alex. Galley is tired. Time to retire. Yeah, it's funny. According to stats, his skating speed is still not bad. It's actually surprisingly good. Sure doesn't look like it out there, does it? But the stats say otherwise, that his actual skating speed is not that bad. He's had like bursts or whatever that surprisingly good this year, which yeah. Woo, yeah. I don't think the Canadians are going to woo. If that's what you're getting at. I like the good little player, a good little junior. Will it translate to the NHL? Probably not. That's why he hasn't been drafted yet. But hey, you can't lead in the WHL in plus minus, top 10 in scoring, along with his line mate there. Yeah. So it's just smart, small, undersized, like really good junior defenseman. Probably help an AHL team somewhere down the line. Might the Canadians say, okay, well, why don't you join Bryce in Laval for a couple of years as a pairing? Maybe. You never know. I think Wu definitely has the smarts and the skill to play at the AHL level. So, hey, maybe that's something that the Canadians look at. You certainly notice Wu. He's a good, smart, smaller defenseman. There's no doubt about that. And speed is there. It's the endurance that's affected. Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, eh? For a guy that's, his dad's a fitness coach, and he's always been, really worked hard on all of that. You would think that he wouldn't have endurance issues, but hey, we all slow down at some point, right? And it's that happens to be the case with Galley at this point. I think I got caught up with everybody here. I got the okay from Brian to pack her in. I'm just whipped, Brian. I gotta get some sleep, and I gotta get up in the morning, get a video together, do a show in the morning with Rick, and I'm whipped, so I'm gonna have to call it a night. Hope to see you guys, some of you at least, for our Sunday show. It's always good with Rick. We'll go over prospects. He'll have his computer up and running, hopefully. I think he got his new hard drive there, Mark. So, and we'll have a killer show tomorrow, and then Monday night we'll definitely see you Who's brokerage? Six times 8. Brokerage signed. What do you mean, Glenn? Thanks, Mark. Oh, Broberg. Okay. Yeah, Broberg signed. Yeah. Friggin' Edmonton, eh? Lost Holloway and Broberg there. That wasn't very good management. Okay, folks. Again, appreciate the contributions as always. Appreciate you hanging in for an hour and 50 minutes. A lot of you. Always fun. Hope to see some of you tomorrow and for sure Monday night. And we'll call it a night. Go Habs, go. Bounce back, beat Vancouver Monday. I have faith. I have faith that they'll bounce back, pop a few. They'll be hungry after getting shut out. Okay, folks. Good evening, and we'll talk soon.